Hello and welcome back to Tottenham Logic TV. And this is a very happy Tottenham Logic TV today, as Tottenham have knocked out champions Manchester City from the League Cup and advance to the quarter-final stages. So I'm very, very happy with this. A very, very different performance to what we put in against Crystal Palace. There was no fight, there was no urgency. There was no tackles being put in, but the opposite can be said about this performance against Manchester City. Let's go back to the draw for the last 16. Do you remember when we got drawn at home? Was like, yes, that's good. And then the name Manchester City popped up and all of our hearts sank. All we've wanted for the last 16 years is a trophy. And every year we seem to get drawn against Manchester City. So all Tottenham fans then were thinking the worst. Oh my God, we're not going to have a cup run yet again. City are going to knock us out. The only thing we could cling to was we was at home and we have quite a decent record against Manchester City at home. I think they've only beat us once there since the new stadium was built. So we had that little bit to cling to. But then the news came out just a few days ago, maybe 3 or 4 days ago. Pep Guardiola says he's going to rest quite a few players. He's going to play some youngsters. So then the hopes rose even more. It was like, now we're at home. If we put out a relatively strong team, first 11, we have quite a good chance of getting that victory and getting into the quarterfinals. So our hopes were they were rising. So then Postecoglou decides to say he's going to start resting some players, and then we got nervous again. So it's like, well, who's he going to put out? And to me, I think he got the team spot on, because obviously we can't play the same players week in, week out, every single week, every single game. So he has to change a few things. But what he did change, I think he got spot on. He left Maddison on the bench, so it was a bit more tougher in midfield with Papa Sarr. He played Archie Gray at right back to give Porro a rest, because Porro seems to be playing every single game at the moment. We'll get into how they all played in a bit. I think Kulusevski, so much praise for this man, but I'll get into how he played as well. And all in all, let's not get it twisted. We didn't beat the Manchester City, but we beat a very still, in my opinion, that Manchester City side was still bloody good. And if you wasn't on your game, they could have turned us over. If we weren't fighting for every ball and defending as good as we were, they would have rolled over us, I'm telling you now. So let's not get it twisted. We had players missing too. Porro, Maddison, Sonny, Udogie was on the bench. Van der Ven and Romero went off early. Van der Ven went off in the first half. Romero went off early in the second half. We was basically playing with our Europa League defense for the most of the second half. So we had our missing players, but this wasn't the City. Like, just put it this way: if they had Walker, De Bruyne, Rodri, Haaland playing, this game might have gone a lot different. But not taken away from the fact this was a great performance and a great win, and it's gonna boost our confidence for the further rounds to go. So let's talk a little bit about the game. So Tottenham started the game off on fire. And the guy that frustrates everybody the most, Timo Werner, needs to get some credit for this, because this guy could have scored 5 goals yesterday if he had his shooting boots on. But he did score a goal within 5 minutes. Brilliant attack, a brilliant counter attack, brilliant back heel from Johnson to Kulu. Kulu ran forward with just 2 touches and a pinpoint brilliant cross. Brilliant assist to Werner. Werner just had to run onto it and strike it at the goal. He did exactly that. Brilliant finish from Werner. You could see the relief on his face, and it's like a mixture of relief and joy at the same time. And we've got to give credit where credit's due. He's always in the right place. He's always looking for the ball. He's always trying to make things happen, which shows bravery, considering how much he's had so much criticism, but he still doesn't hide and he still tries to get the goal. So credit to Werner for that. And, he was a thorn in Manchester City's side all throughout the game until he came off. So Werner, very, very good display for me. Johnson, other than that back heel and a couple of shots he had, really wasn't in the game at all. I can't think of much note what he'd done in the game. Um, but I'm going to lay off him. He scored quite a few goals in the last few games, so let's not get on it, players. Dragushin came in. I think he had a solid performance. Didn't put a foot wrong, in my opinion. Played very, very well. I find Gray struggles against fast wingers. We know he's not a right back. You can tell he's not a right back, but he's getting a lot of experience playing there. He got rinsed quite a few times, but he never, his head never dropped. He's still done a few nice things, a few good passes, a few nice tackles, a few good interceptions. It wasn't all bad from Gray. He's got a lot to learn, but I still want to see him in the middle. I really do want to see him in the middle. Solanke ran his socks off as usual. He looked dead at the end of the game. His legs looked so heavy at the end of the game, but he never stops running. He's the number 9 that we've been missing. Played very, very well. Bentancur, he has to be mentioned. Bentancur in that 6. It's a shame he's going to get a ban soon, because Bentancur in that 6 is our best number 6. I know he's not a number 6, but he's our best number 6 in my opinion. He's so good on the ball. He's so good at getting out of trouble. So good at intercepting passes. He had a brilliant performance in my opinion. Sarr played brilliant goal from Sarr. So the second goal came after 25 minutes. It was a short corner. I bet you was all thinking we never score from short corners, because that's what I was doing. And we done a short corner to Kulu. Kulu just laid it off, and Sarr curled it brilliantly into bottom corner. It was a brilliant finish. I think even he was surprised that he scored that goal. It looked like it was curling out, but it curled back in. So it was a brilliant goal. And just think, Spurs let in a goal just before half time, and how many of you, and you've got to admit it, was very, very worried about the second half, because Man City the last 15-20 minutes were dominating us. They've still got a bunch of good players on that pitch, and I was so worried that it was going to be another Brighton performance. But like I said before, after the Brighton performance, losing that game and learning from it is only going to benefit us when we play more important games like we did yesterday against Man City. We didn't let a 2-goal slip this time. We kept battling, and we could have scored more. Richarlison came on, looked livelier. It looked a bit more sharper, and he should have scored as well. He was put through by a poor pass back by his centre back, and he was in on goal. He should have scored as well. But my man of the match has to go to Kulusevski. 2 assists on the day, 4 chances created. I think he had 2 shots as well. He was all over the pitch. His work rate is phenomenal. His leadership, if you're saying we ain't got any leaders, he was definitely leading yesterday. He was all over the place. Brilliant first touch. Great team play. 2 assists. He's on fire at the moment. Easily my man of the match. Sky Sports man of the match as well. What a performance he is. And he's getting better and better and better, this player is. And I'm not surprised that Maddison was on the bench for him, because he outshines Maddison in every department, in my opinion. Maddison is a very, very good player and has had a good season, but I'd pick Kulu every time at the moment. Kulu is on fire. What a player. It wasn't that long ago. He went to Manchester United, Old Trafford, created 9 chances against them as well. He's a solid player. All in all, brilliant performance. Great performance from most of the players on the pitch today. They all gave 100%. It's complete opposite to the Crystal Palace game. I'm so happy. We're through to the next round in the quarterfinals. We now have a home tie against Manchester United, another home tie. That's only going to do us good. So I'm confident we can go at home against Man United, go toe-to-toe with them, and get through to the semi-finals. Then the question is, can we win it from there? And my answer is, it's going to be tougher games. There could be Arsenal and Liverpool still to play yet. So there's going to be even, they're going to take it seriously. It's going to be very difficult, but I truly believe we can go on and win this competition. Why not? If we keep getting home draws as well to benefit us, it'd be perfect. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think we can go on and win this competition? Do you think the performance yesterday was a sign of things to come, especially in knockout competitions? And let me know if you think who your man of the match was. And come on, you Spurs. Nothing else to say. I'm just a happy Tottenham fan. Come on, you Spurs. And I'll see you on the next one.